President and CEO of Bridgestone Golf. Dan, it's good to see you. So when Bridgestone re-signed Bryson in November after his U.S. Open win, you said Bryson is as enthusiastic about participating in R&D as any of your engineers. How has he impacted your company?
Tremendously. I mean, both he and Tiger, they're both golf geeks, and that's a real benefit to us. It gives us insights into the design of the next tour golf ball that others may not have. So we've got, the two best and probably the most notable personalities in golf kind of working on our R&D team. So it's a huge benefit to us.
Dan, after Tiger re-upped in November, he called the Bridgestone golf ball a cornerstone of my success. What's Tiger's significance to Bridgestone, even at the age of 45?
Well, the significance of Tiger is that he's Tiger. and he plays our golf ball. I mean, we all know that he's the needle mover, and I think that goes without saying. But it goes so much deeper than that. The fact that, of course, that he plays it gives us a lot of recognition, a lot of authenticity, and a lot of exposure, frankly. But also the fact that he helps our R&D department in a very deep and intimate way, frankly. When we launched the 2020 Tour B with a reactive cover, that was really in conjunction with Tiger working with us. He's worked with us now since his previous relationship ended, so he's been with us for about 4 years. And in that time, especially for the 2020 launch, he really got his chance to roll his sleeves up and dig in and talk to our R&D people. And he's an amazing resource. He can tell you more about what the golf ball is doing than our computers can. So, it's an unbelievable benefit to our company.
Yeah, Dan, I was going to ask about that. I mean, we've heard stories, Tiger's expertise in terms of the technology is stuff of lore now with golf. Do you have any specific stories of a golf ball, a shaft, something he's messed with you guys and talked through, considering how specific he is with his technology?
Well, certainly he starts from the green and works his way back. And, on the green, he's very tuned into sound. He likes to hear how the ball comes off the putter face. And then he works his way back to short shots and control shots into the green, and then works his way to the tee. And during that whole process, he can tell us things like, for example, when he's hitting a tee shot, he can tell us spin rates and launch angles kind of even before our engineers and the computer can read them out. So he has a little bit of game that he plays, and he guesses what the computer's going to say before the computer has time to calculate and tell us what it says. So he's always calling out his spin rates and his launch angles and his overall distance. So he's a computer in and of himself.
Dan, PGA Merchandise Show Week's all about R&D and technology. What's the technology behind the reactive urethane cover that you mentioned?
Well, I mean, the reactive urethane cover is really part of an overall philosophy for us. When we look at how do we compete, right? We're not the biggest guy on the block. We don't have as much money to go out and buy as many tour players as maybe some others. But where we really excel is in engineering and quality and consistency of our product. We're part of Bridgestone Tire and Rubber, and with that, we get access to 900 polymer science engineers. And we learn a lot about technology from our tire cousins. For example, there's something called contact science, right? They are very interested, the tire folks, in how the tire interacts with the road surface. And in the same way, we're very interested in how the ball interacts with the club face. And there's really two factors that influence that. One is, what material are you using? What's the tire made of, or what's the golf ball made of? And the other one is, what's the shape of the tire? In other words, what's the tread pattern? In our case, in golf, what's the dimple pattern? And so with those two, we've really had two parts to our efforts in contact science. The first was the reactive cover, which we introduced in the 2020 Tour B. And with that, you essentially get a smart material on the cover, right? And that sounds very scientific, of course, and it is. The cover will stiffen and firm up when it's struck at a high rate of speed with a driver. And so that's good because you get more distance. But the cover will also stay soft at a low impact. And that, of course, helps you with spin around the green. So that was what we launched last year in the Tour B product. And then this year, in the E12 Contact product, we've got a shape science, contact science story. And shape meaning we've actually redesigned the function of a dimple. You think about what a dimple does for a golf ball, it keeps it in the air, right? It creates aerodynamics. And that's great, and we're good at that, and our competitors are good at that. What we've done is we've taken that and added an element to what a golf ball or what a golf dimple on a golf ball can do for a golf ball. And I'll give you a little example here. We've raised, I don't know if you can see this, we've raised actually the inside of the dimple. So in the middle of the dimple, it actually crests up a little bit. What that does is it creates more contact space, more contact surface area between the golf ball and the club face. 38% more contact area, and that's kind of cool because what it does is it creates a better energy transfer on a long shot. So if there's more contact of the actual surface of the ball and the surface of the club, it's going to transfer the energy better, and that's going to give you more distance. And at the same time, on a wedge, if you think about friction, right? Friction with a wedge and spin on a wedge is very important relative to surface area. So if you can create more surface area to the ball, you're going to create more spin on a wedge. So here we go again, delivering more distance off the tee and more spin on the wedge, and kind of the best of both worlds. So we're very excited about the E12 Contact.
Dan, you have the 2021 collections rolling out, but I just wanted to ask, how far ahead is the R&D team looking to keep up with the growing distance and strength and club head speed of these modern players?
Oh, very much, especially Bryson, Tiger, Matt Kuchar, even Freddie Couples gives us good feedback. But probably Bryson, being the scientist that he is probably one of our best resources, and Tiger too. But we have already tested the next generation of the Tour B with Bryson, and so it's a never-ending process. Again, we really believe there's opportunity to make a better golf ball still. And, we see some other folks doing cosmetics to a golf ball, and that's fine, and that's nice. It's kind of a nice lifestyle thing. We're much different than that. We're much more about hard science and hard technology and making a better product still.
Dan, can't imagine what it's like to be in those R&D meetings with Bryson and Tiger. I imagine it's a lot of fun. Thanks for your time, and Happy New Year. We'll talk to you soon.
Great. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it.